This is a watercolor demonstration. Any watercolor painting that you ever do will consist of 4 different kinds of washes. And this is a demonstration of the most basic. It's called the flat wash. It's an exercise I have my students do. You draw out a rectangle. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. And the paper is 140-pound cold press arches. Now, I like to use a palette that has these wells that are at a slope. It gives you a bit more control, and you can use lots of water. I mean, if you remember that watercolor is watercolor, that means water, lots of water. And here what I'm doing is I'm just adding the pigment. This is alizarin crimson to water. And I want to make sure that I have enough to cover that rectangle, which I probably will. And it's always nice to have just a piece of paper around so you can get an idea of the intensity of color that you have there. So that should be enough water. Now, something that you need to remember with watercolor is that it's like stained glass, where the light is passing through the layer of pigment and reflecting off the white of the paper, which means that the less that you disturb the surface of the paper, the brighter the colors will be. So if you can remember to keep a very light touch with the brush, in fact, it's possible to not even touch the paper. So what you need to do is get a bead of liquid, start it up in the corner of your square, and run it across. And then you kind of build it up so that you have a good bead there. And you let gravity do the work. Essentially, you're just leading it down the paper. See, just keep refreshing it. And it's okay to have a large bead there. The larger the bead, the faster you can work. And as time goes by and you practice this and you paint things, this will just come naturally without even having to think about it. So you can do large areas, rectangular areas, irregular areas, without even thinking about it. It's like a skill that you develop, like anything that you practice. Just like a musician would practice his notes and his scales. As artists, the more we practice our skills, the better we become. And hopefully, as you get more practice, you've let pigment, watercolor, do the work, so that when it dries, there won't be streak marks from the brushes. When you get down to the end, if you dab your brush out on a paper towel, it's good to have paper towels nearby, you can pick up any remaining liquid. That is called a flat watercolor wash. Always keep your paper at an angle like that. I just use one of these boxes. That way gravity will bring the color down. So you're not even pushing it with the brush, you're just leading it down with the tip of the brush. Anyway, that's it.